Hey, this is Miss Cooper here with your Chapter 11 commentary video, Part 1. And Chapter 11 is going to pretty much deal with this whole World War II situation, okay? The events that lead to it. Um, the Holocaust is still mentioned here, and even the end of the war. So I'm going to provide you with two documents this week. Okay, your visual study guide that comes from your textbook. And then there's, this is a Encyclopedia Britannica article that gives us some information about World War II. This is a very long document, but I want you to go through it thoroughly because I'm not going to read all of it, but there are going to be some questions that I'm going to pull from it. So I want you to be just listening and definitely read and highlight and annotate as I give you instructions. So I'm going to start with this document to sort of summarize and break down. We have lesson 1 that deals with two roads to war, okay? Germany's road and Japan's road. So Germany begins military draft that expands its army to 550,000 troops. First of all, they were supposed to be demilitarized, which means you don't have a military. That's the Treaty of Versailles. Then it says they send the troops to the Rhineland. Second of all, you're not supposed to have a military, and you definitely shouldn't be sending them out to another country to look strong just because you want to take over that country, because it's not that far. You're going to send your military marching out there with guns. Looks intimidating. They become allies with Benito Mussolini in Italy, the fascist. They annex Austria. Annex means we take over. So because Germany helped Austria-Hungary in World War I, remember that? They just decide, well, now you just belong to us. Back to stop letting people help you, because look what they can do. They can think they own you. Makes an agreement with Stalin and called the Nazi-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact. So they shook hands with Hitler. Stalin shakes hands with Hitler. They sit at a table and sign a paper and say they're going to be friends. Non-aggression. We're not going to attack you. Then Germany invades Western Poland. Nobody even said anything about that, but that just happens to happen. War is declared on by Britain and France because of these actions. You're just violating the Treaty of Versailles left and right. How did you end up with the military? How did you end up with bullets? You're not even supposed to be making bullets. And they were making bullets. They were raising an army, mobilizing, sending troops. Yeah, that's lesson 1. Lesson 2, early events of World War II. In 1939, Germany attacked Poland. In 1940, Germany attacked Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. It's when France is attacked that definitely Britain and France get together and are like, excuse me. Okay. 1941, Japan attacks Pearl Harbor, and Germany declares war on the United States because after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, the United States bombed Japan twice. So, yeah. And then Germany declared war on the United States, 1941. In 1942, Japan is defeated by the United States at the Battle of Midway Island. In 1943, the Soviet army stops the German advance. Lesson 3 talks about the home front. In the United States, new factories created boom towns. The United States produced much of its equipment that the Allies needed. New roles for African Americans led to racial tension. The Soviet Union moved factories inland, experienced poverty and food deprivation, and was responsible for producing 78,000 tanks and 98,000 artillery pieces. All this is about mobilization in these areas. In Germany, the citizens were not enthusiastic about the war. Germany acquired food and raw materials from conquered countries. Germany practiced mobilization of the economy near the end of the war. Mobilization in Japan looked like government controlled all natural resources. Pilots, known as kamikazes, were encouraged to sacrifice themselves in suicide missions. Japan was reluctant to mobilize women on behalf of the war effort. That's what it looked like on the home front for those 4 countries. And the Holocaust, there are 5 lessons here. Lesson 4, genocide is a deliberate mass murder or physical extinction of a particular racial, political, or cultural group. They called it the final solution, the attempted genocide of the Jewish people by the Soviet Union. A special strike force created to carry out the final solution. It's this word, Einsatzgruppen. It's a German word. I mean, we've got to get rid of these folks. Death camps where Jews were contained and worked or starved to death, medically experimented on, or executed execution style. Line up against that wall. Pow, 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 pow. Just shot these people dead. The death toll. The Germans killed more than 6 million Jews. More than 3 million of them were killed in death camps. The end of the war is lesson 5. The European theater. Germany surrendered when the Allies liberated Paris and crossed the Rhine River, advancing into Germany. And when Soviet troops reoccupied the Ukraine and moved into the Baltic states, Warsaw, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria. The Asian theater. Japan surrendered after the United States captured the islands of Iwo Jima and Okinawa and then dropped atomic bombs in the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, that kind of changed their mind and they just surrendered. So that's this document, and hopefully the videos that I provide for you will provide you with some more enlightenment. Thank you for being here.